Hello and welcome to iQUANTA's YouTube channel. Today I'll be discussing a topic in which a lot of people have a lot of problem. People are working professionals. Like a lot of people who appear for CAT are working somewhere, not just freshers, right? So I want to thank first of all the creative team of iQUANTA to come up with such a nice illustration, managing CAT preparation with job. I want you to have a good look at it for at least 10 seconds. So this is a balance. This is you, me, and boss is there. Time management should be done. Depending on who you are, your girlfriend, boyfriend, you need to give time over there as well. Then sleep cycle, here the syllabus. So as you see, the entire time, somehow, the weightage of this becomes more and you are really not happy about it. What needs to be done? And there we have the friends who say, you have changed a lot. Nice. I want to thank them again. Okay, so first thing first, why you should prepare with job. So I get these questions many times in the live classes as well as on my WhatsApp and everywhere on the Facebook group as well. People ask me, majorly working as parents, so should I quit my job? Because job is quite demanding. We have to work for, let's say, 10 hours, 9 hours, and the sleep cycle is totally demolished. Everything is, they're totally confused. We don't know what to do. So, and mostly like these days, it is like 5 days working, mostly. In some cases can be six also. So on the weekends only they get the time, but on those weekends they want to kind of rest or maybe go somewhere or might be party and chill. So keeping all those things into consideration, we have prepared this. Why one should prepare with job? The first thing is, a job obviously provides financial stability, isn't it? So the CAT application, entire thing, starting from the coaching, then going to the taking the course for PI, VAT preparation, and also filling the forms. It's actually a lot of amount is there. It's expensive. It's not cheap. So if you are financially free, it's very easy for you to actually go through this maneuver through this race of clearing CAT. So that is one thing, the most important, which all of you can relate with. Then balancing work and study enhances time management and discipline. Exactly. This is a very important point, which people do not actually think about. It is, kind of, it goes into your subconscious mind somehow that when you need to balance between two very important aspects of your life, it can be studies, job, relationships, sleep, food, etc. So there's so many different aspects of someone's life, isn't it? But right now, once you have thought about preparing for CAT, doing an MBA, obviously two most important aspects apart from sleep and food are CAT prep and the job. So when you try to balance between these two, and I'll tell you how to balance this. Once you try to balance between these two, automatically your mind activates. The hidden power of the subconscious mind also activates. And you tend to become more efficient in managing things. It can be management of time, it can be management of tasks as well. Now, work experience. And there's something which all of you know about, but I'll give you exact details. Work experience is quantifiable. Now, the second point is, it's intangible, isn't it? We can't calculate this, obviously. It's intangible, but it is very important. Coming to third point, that is tangible. It is quantifiable because in top B schools, there are marks for work experience, 5 marks. So how is it calculated? I'll tell you. Majorly, 1.5 marks out of 5 are given to freshers. And after that, let's say you start working. So for the first 6 months of work experience, you don't get any points. You are treated as a fresher only. After that, for every 6 months, you're getting zero point 0.5 marks extra. So let's say you have 1 year work experience, you'll be getting 2. All right. Let's say you have 1.5 years work experience, you'll be getting 2.5 marks. And if you have, let's say, 2 years experience, then you'll be getting 3 marks out of 5. And every mark, every decimal point in the composite score of CAT actually matters for the final selection. So this is why this is very important. It has tangible and quantifiable aspect to it. Coming to fourth one, a job offers a safety net, ensuring security if CAT doesn't go as planned. So this is also something which I have been, I have been there, done that. I have seen this. So many CAT aspirants, they quit their job in the last 4 or 6 months of CAT preparation. And after that, Unfortunately, in some circumstances, sometimes CAT doesn't go as you prepared, as you had planned. So it's not that it's totally destroyed. Maybe you're targeting at top six IIMs, FMS, MDI, but somehow in one section particularly, the sectional cutoff was not clear. So that is one thing which can hamper a lot of things. Okay, and in that case, people get totally confused. What has to be done? Now, once you quit the job, automatically your demand in the job market is discontinued, isn't it? So it becomes difficult for people to find job again. That is the reason you should not quit the job. If possible, in your company, depending on which company you're working in, if possible, you can take a sabbatical of 1 or 2 months if boss provides you that. And if he doesn't provide you that, still you should not quit the job. But how to manage efficiently, we'll discuss this. Okay. Fifth point. Working develops essential soft skills like multitasking and resilience. Exactly. The soft skills, again, this is intangible aspect, isn't it? So the soft skills, your communication. Multitasking obviously is there because normally, let's say you're working as an analyst, looking at the statistical data, managing, coordinating with the team, listening to the boss, supporting your subordinates. So all these things are basically multitasking, and it imbibes a lot of soft skills, majorly communication and also analysis of different kind of aspects of a business organization, and also psychology of human beings who are working with you, isn't it? So, and this will be very much helpful in understanding two things. First, any reading comprehension passage is basically, it's English language, it's language only. So once you communicate a lot, automatically you will have an an unexplained kind of flow of ideas which will be helping you in solving the RC passages. Not just that, the most important part is the second stage of CAT, in which personal interview and writing ability tests are there. Majorly in top B schools, the weightage given to VAT PI is almost 50%, out of which PI is 40%. It's two-fifths of the entire composite score. So this 40% PI, personal interview, the skills that are required are majorly communication. And it's not just communicating like you speak in, let's say, any language. That's not communication. It's also non-verbal communication, which happens once you are with human beings. Virtually, probably you can't learn it, but when you're working, you are already, in most of the cases, better than the people who are just freshers. And if you agree to this point, tell me in the comments that yes, that is there. And if you have any kind of example from your work experience, from your job, any task that you were a part of, and if you felt that your communication or analysis or something else has improved, tell me in the comments. I would love to hear that. Now, coming to the next part of this video, there's no perfect time to study. All right. So before discussing about this, I'll tell a story, a very interesting trivia, which was told to me by one of my teachers. So it was like there's a person, the person who in the olden times, there's a person, a young boy basically. He wanted to learn wisdom, okay, and he went to a king, and then he asked the king, king, please, give me some kind of wisdom. You are so wise, king. Give me some wisdom. King said, okay, I'll give you wisdom if you answer these questions. The first question is, who, according to you, is the most important person? That's the first question. Second question, what, according to you, is the most important time? And third question is, what, according to you, is the most important place? You can pause the video here, think for 5 seconds, and tell me in the comments the answer to these three questions. Or maybe you can pause for 10, 20 seconds, think over it, and type the comments, and then move ahead. So, are you back from the pause? Um, this young boy, he kind of, he thought over it for hours, for days, for weeks. He could not get a proper answer. He was not very much sure about his answers. Like he said, okay, probably my father is most important for me. The time when I was born was the most important time. The place was probably where I had traveled. He came to the king and he said, king, I cannot get a proper answer. You tell me the answer. The king said, okay, first, the most important person is the one who is present in front of you. Okay? It can be a friend, can be enemy, can be a teacher, can be a mentor, can be a student, whatever. The most important person is the one who is present in front of you. Second, the most important time is now, the time you are in, because this is the time which is under your control. What has happened, you can't change that. And what is going to happen depends on what you're doing right now. So the most important time is now. And it is for each and everything. You start anything in your life, anything, including CAT preparation, it's now. And the place is the place where you are sitting, standing, or present now. So all in all, whatever whatever you do, the most important time from this entire story, we come to one conclusion: the most important time is now. So there's no perfect time to start study, and it indirectly indicates to the notion that the most perfect time to study or to start study is now. Don't wait for the ideal setup with a study table, lamp, and motivational quotes. No, it's not required. See, we humans, we get inspired from a lot of ideas, and these days it's all social media. You look at YouTube, Instagram, Reels, etc., and you see people are sitting in fancy study tables. There are quotes there of different people, Jeff Bezos and all that stuff, Einstein, and then this very beautiful lamp ordered from probably Misho, I don't know, okay, and Miniso bags scattered everywhere, and you're like, okay, I have one laptop, one PC, one iPad, all that stuff, and you feel like, okay, I have so many things, so many books, now the setup is ready, now I can study. Don't wait for that, because in arranging the entire setup, if a good arrangement, you can do that. I'm not against those people, but do not waste time. If you do not feel like doing all these things, the most important thing is having a pen, a paper, a screen, and a few books. That's it. As a working aspirant, time is precious. Make use of what you have. Progress happens with action, not the perfect atmosphere. Now, this thing, I have told this in my live classes as well. A thing about motivation, a myth about motivation. There is a myth about motivation, and you can actually, kind of record this somewhere and listen to it throughout this year. People think that one starts acting if they are motivated. Then we have what, like self motivation, external motivation, all that stuff is there. People are motivated, that's why they act. That's a myth, I tell you. The reality is, people get motivated only after they act. Now, I'll explain that to you. You need to understand this. The first time, let's go to childhood. The first time when you felt, okay, I am good in, let's say, mathematics, drawing, music, or whatever. How did you know that? And if you tried to pursue any of these hobbies, any of these subjects or disciplines, were you motivated enough? Obviously you were, but how? The thing is, first of all, you must have tried to learn a few words and write a statement before becoming a writer, isn't it? Or maybe you must have listened to some kind of guitar chords or notes and tried to play on one, what is called E chord minor, the simple songs. And once you did that, people in front of you said, oh, wow, you're playing so well. So obviously you'll get motivated. So it's like there's one action, a small action, that is the inception of any big process. That small action motivates you to take the next step. Then you again get the reward mechanism, and then again. So basically, motivation starts from action and it continues through reward mechanism. For rewards, we have different kind of tests. If I talk about in the ambit of CAT preparation, the rewards are majorly the time, the amount of time that you take to answer a question correctly. That's the reward mechanism, and it keeps on happening. So that is the myth of motivation. Start taking action, you will automatically be motivated. Now, identify free time and utilize. As a working aspirant, one has to realize that he or she is not always free. In fact, no one is. And you are doing something which is not done by most of people who are not working anywhere. So you're doing something good, great, for yourself, for your family, for your company, for the society, probably for the entire nation or maybe entire globe. So you're doing a great job, right? And in that great job, you need to identify which are the times in which you take a break. Probably, let's say you finish a sheet and then you take a break of 10 minutes, 15 minutes to have some tea or coffee or snacks. I'm not saying taking lunch is a free time, not really. There are other free times, okay? So you need to identify those gaps. And how to do that? You can do it by, different apps are there. Okay, you're inactive, or maybe you can start writing things over a period of, you can observe yourself for 7 days and come to proper conclusion that what is the average time or what are the time gaps in which you are free. And in that free time, what you have to do, I'll just tell that. Find 10 to 15 minutes gaps wasted on reels and use them wisely. Reels, it's just an example. They can be, different kind of, um, what do you say, hurdles. Read articles. So in that gap, you can read articles from websites like Eon, Smithsonian, and solve parajumbles while commuting. So commuting, majorly, I have seen, like, I'm in Delhi NCR, so I've seen people, they are traveling in the metro. At that time, they tend to, look at the videos and waste their time looking at influencers who actually have a very bad influence on you, isn't it? So at that time, you can actually solve parajumbles because you have a mobile phone, of course, with you. You can open the PDF, look at the parajumbles, try to solve it, and look at the answers. So normally, if you take, let's say, 45 minutes to commute, you're not driving yourself, you can actually solve parajumbles. And else just, if there's a possibility that you can use the public transport, it's great because you'll be getting enough time to practice upon things. At the same time, you'll also try to save the nature from the pollution it is, dealing with. Well, keep a small notebook to practice quick quant questions during office breaks. Quick quant questions, it can also be quick calculations. If you try to, I'll just put a card here, try to look at this video where I have discussed about Vedic mathematics calculation techniques, and just go through that video and try to practice, right? So these things can be done. Identify free time and make it count. This way your day never ends at 0%. Cool. Now, looking at what should be daily target. So first of all, you need to look at the task, not the time. Now, again, there is a myth I'll talk about: time management. People try to manage time. Time management is, I would say, practically impossible. People majorly manage their tasks. So they are like, okay, I will solve this many questions in this day. So what is it? Is it time or task? It's basically task. All of us are trying to manage tasks, but somehow through the pop culture notion, we feel that we're managing time. Nobody can do that, right? Time is a temporal dimension. You can't control it. You control your tasks. That is most important. You should, kind of record this again. So time management is a myth. Task management is the truth. And normally, all the people, successful people which I have seen, or whom I have seen and talked with, interacted with, I see that they are efficient managing tasks. So let's say they have a target. I will do these 4 things. It can take 1 hour. It's okay. 2 hours. That's okay. It takes 10 hours. I'll put in 10 hours as well. Manage tasks, not the time. Set everyday targets for yourself. For example, 2 RCs, 2 LRDI sets, and 15 quant questions. And this is, I would tell you, it's doable. Obviously, not in the first few weeks, but once your syllabus is 25 to 30% complete, these things will start happening. Break it up. No, not break up, break it up. In 1 RC and 5 quant questions at work, finish the rest at home. Small, consistent targets ensure steady progress. Exactly. The people, and I won't repeat the story which has been repeated by everyone almost from times immemorial, the race of rabbit and tortoise. Who won? The one who was steady, not the one who was fast. So coming to the next one, that what have you planned? Obviously, 7th January has passed, 8th is also passed, 10th is also passed. You can just look at our YouTube channel and try to watch these videos which have already been recorded in the YouTube live stream. You can join our WhatsApp group for the class link. So in this description, I have provided a link in which you can just join it over there. And there's some free classes that we have planned. This is the schedule today also. I have a class of percentages and its applications. So, and this is, I would say, the basics, fundamentals of quants. You should join there. This is the entire thing. Application classes, marathons, and topic tests will start post mid-January. 10 classes will be happening in a week. 10 classes will be 4 live classes and 6 application classes. So 4 live classes will be done in the weekdays, and on weekends we won't be having any classes unless it is very much required. And from Monday to Saturday, you'll be having application classes from 10 to 12 in the midnight. Okay. Now, weekend cover. With 44 weekends for Cat 25, so I asked the creative manager of iQUANTA that how you calculate that. Did you actually count? He said, no, 11 months into 4, okay, more or less. I said, yeah, that makes sense. 44 weekends for Cat 25, make them count. For the first 4 to 5 months, focus on practice, obviously. In fact, we will also take 4 to 5 months to finish the entire syllabus. So it will be obviously the practice. And for the practice, application classes are the best deal, because I have seen people go to the coaching and they study for 2 hours. After that, they have to go back home and try to manage time to, practice things. But somehow they're not able to do that because they are not that much motivated, or maybe they're not that much dedicated, or they kind of divert. So that is the reason that we have involved dual pedagogy in our teaching. So once we practice things in the live classes, we'll do the questions based on that live class. On the application class, it's a kind of practice session only. So that is, I would say, the best deal. Once syllabus is done, take 1 mock every Saturday. Use weekends to clear backlogs and practice week sections. What are backlogs? So there's a possibility that your boss might have given you a lot of work, a lot of tasks to complete the same night. And obviously, at that time, you might have missed some application classes or maybe live classes. So you can use the weekends, basically Saturday or Sunday mostly, to cover up these backlogs, because all the classes are there in recorded format on our Facebook paid group. Weekday timetable, how should it look like? It's not universal, obviously, but depending on what your situation is, where you're enrolled, how you're preparing for CAT, is from iQUANTA, some other coaching institute, or maybe self-preparation. So what should be done for a working professional? 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. That is the office time. Read articles, editorials in between, and do practice. 2 to 3 hours is in between office time, if possible, obviously. 7 to 9, that is live conceptual class. That is at iQUANTA. Live conceptual classes, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. and it happens 4 times a week. 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. will be a break. You can, have dinner, watch any kind of series or whatever. 10 p.m. to 12 a.m. will be iQUANTA classes. Weekly 2 days, either of QA, LRDI, BARC. So overall 6 days. 2 for each section. 12:30 to 1:30, if it is possible for you, LRDI or BRC, not quants, LRDI or BRC, if you can. And that's the reason, because we have assumed that we're sleeping post 1:30 a.m. That's why we took this 8 a.m. You should not, I'm not sure if you can, rise up early in the morning and do things. That can be done, depends on people to people, case to case. But this is something which is not universal, but yeah, on an average, this suits the best. Now, coming to the weekend timetable. 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. And this is the proper breakdown of everything that you need to do. Breakfast and quick morning routine. It can be, a lot of things which you're doing daily, plus some kind of exercises, breathing exercises, yoga or whatever. Spirituality, you might be, worshipping God. 8:30 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. reading editorials or newspapers for RC practice. Just read. Do not solve the questions, obviously. 9:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. Grih Karya. That is domestic rituals, domestic right. Okay, you can do that. 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. quants revision or backlog if you have missed on some class. 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. is lunchtime. And this is the time which is, kind of culturally and socially accepted by the entire world. That is the best time to have lunch. You can change it according to you. 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. will be entertainment. Again, depends on you. I think I would love this, right? Entertaining myself, not through reels, obviously, by maybe watching some documentary or something, some video in which I'm interested, maybe comedy, that's okay. 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. LRDI practice. In this LRDI practice, in 2 hours, I would suggest doing 4 LRDI sets, more or less, plus minus 1. 5 p.m. to 5:30, tea and snacks. Depends on you again. 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. will be VARC practice. Again, 2 hours. In this, I'll suggest solving 4 RC sets or 2 RC sets and 6 to 8 VA questions, para jumbles, para summary, odd one out, sentence completion, etc. 7:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. will be family time and dinner on Sundays. On Saturday, they can be conceptual classes. 10 to 12, the quant practice or any subject that you feel you are weak in. So this is all about the schedule, and now I'll just tell you that how we cover one topic in at iQUANTA. First of all, let's say you are enrolled. This is where you are. And then starts, you will be given access to two modules. One is non-engineering conceptual videos. Other is engineering VARC. So non-engineering, it's QA, and it's VARC. So what happens if someone feels that they have, quit mathematics from last 2 or 5 years, if you are a humanities graduate or commerce graduate, so in that case, you must have missed out or forgotten a lot of concepts. So from 6th to 10th NCERT, which is the fundamental of the entire CAT questions. So all these mathematical aspects, syllabus from 6th to 10th NCERT, we have covered up in bite-sized videos. You can just, kind of consume that, and within, I think, 1 week, this will be over. And this blue, look at the legend. Blue is self-driven or self-paced, and green is mentor-driven. This you can do at your own pace, both of them. Coming to live classes, this is mentor-driven, obviously. So faculty members will be coming in front of you. You can see them. They will be discussing the concepts, sub-concepts, relevant questions from easy to moderate to difficult, CAT relevant, obviously. And after the live class, it happens application. Again, mentor-driven. He won't be able to see the mentor, but at the same time, he will be able to feel his presence. So he'll be behind the screen and showing you some videos, 2 minutes, 3 minutes videos. Based on that, there'll be questions. Once you have done this, then there are two things which need to be done. This self-driven, self-paced dashboard assignments. Obviously, you need to practice some questions, isn't it? So if you have done, let's say, time, speed, distance, you'll practice questions. So on that, you have done, let's say, selections and arrangements in LRDA, you will do that, and so on. Practice sessions, which we'll be doing it majorly in the afternoons. If you can arrange that, it's great. If not, there's no problem, you can watch it afterwards. Once you've done that, then you can do 50 CAT level questions. When I say practice this and this, how are they different? Because here, the questions are majorly for the conceptual clarity. But these questions are in the ambit of CAT. They're exactly CAT level questions from the dashboard. Self-paced again, and this will be CAT 24 level marathon. So on all the concepts, all the topics, we conduct marathons. And obviously, in all of it, there's something is common, 24/7 doubt solving, day or night, within 15 to 30 minutes. This is something which I want to talk about again, doubt solving. So I remember before joining iQUANTA, I was working somewhere else, and students wanted to ask me any questions, and they had to fill a form depending on when I'm free. And probably, let's say I'm free after 3 days. So they will come to me after 3 days and they'll say, oh, my doubt is solved already. So this turnaround time is huge elsewhere. But at iQUANTA, we have a proper Facebook group on which you can just post the doubts that you have from iQUANTA material, from whatever material under the sun, or over the sun also in some cases. So you can just put it there. Within 15-30 minutes, the doubts will be resolved, day or night. How do we do that? Because we have a team of doubt solving faculty members who work in shifts of 8 hours each. We cover 24 hours that way. And this time, we have done something which is remarkable in the history of CAT results. We have, more than 500 people, students who have scored more than 99th percentile. So if you look at the breakup, 99.9 and above, 16 students, 0.7, 70 students, 0.5, 200, 99th, 500 plus, out of which 400 from iQUANTA online batch, 100 from 16 offline centers. In case you don't know that, we have 16 branches offline in different cities of India. You can just look at the website and try to check it out. So this is all about today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. At the very same time, I told you to comment certain things, that the 3 questions the king asked. Let's say I'm the king and you are the person who want to search wisdom. So let's see how many of you have actually understood this and what answers are there in your minds. Also, in case you have any queries regarding anything, just put it there. I will personally reply to you. And the WhatsApp group that I want you to join is given the link of The link is given in the description box. Just go there, click on it, and join us. Thank you.